In this episode of Animal Academy, I get in the water with some wild stingrays.
Daniel the Spaniel is doing the shuffle. Our vet Geoff offers some advice.
And we meet Angie, who's on a quest to save our admiral butterflies. Hi, I'm Jeremy Maguire.
And I'm Sarah Ulmer.
Welcome to Animal Academy. Today we're in Taitapu, which is just out of Christchurch, on a third-generation sheep farm. And we're in the horse stables, and it's 80 years old, original bricks on the floor. Pretty impressive. And with us, we've got Diesel, who is a 3-year-old Doberman.
Now, the Doberman breed isn't much more than 100 years old. It was actually developed by a taxman in Germany called Louis Doberman, who wanted company and security while he was working on the road.
That's probably fair enough. Now, Dobermans are a mixture of breeds. They've probably got Rottweiler in them, a bit of Pinscher, and maybe even a bit of speedy old greyhound thrown in as well.
Well, speaking of speedy animals, next up we meet Paul Harris, who spends every day working with racehorses, and that means a pretty early start. Seeing the sunrise every morning is normal for horse trainer Paul Harris.
5:30 lights on. Every day. Oh, no, Sundays we start at 7.
From an early age, my father trained horses. All my family are involved in horses. Yeah. Jonathan's coming down for the day, which is good. It's something you're born into. At the moment in work, we've got 30 horses in work.
He has been around horses all his life, so giving training advice comes naturally to Paul.
Just remember one thing. All you do, just let the heads go. Give them plenty of head, and just relax. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just let it happen. And just a couple of quieties.
Paul is meticulous in his training programs, aiming for peak racing fitness without the horses breaking down.
They're prone to injury because of the speed they're going. Some of the surfaces that they run on aren't flat and all the time. You know, they're up and down, they're undulating, and things can go wrong.
As well as doing the hard yards with the track work, Paul has to teach his horses how to leave the starting gates quicker than the others.
You educate them with the starting gates when they open up. You educate them to run. And some run quicker than others. The basic things are the same with a human athlete as an equine athlete. It's your preparation is the key, and everything has to be right on the day.
2-year-old Premier Lady is having her 6th start tomorrow.
What do you think, mate?
Yeah, good.
I mean, if she gets a bit of luck in the running, she should be very competitive. Huh?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the day, Geoff.
Feels really good.
Swapping training clothes for a collar and tie, Paul's all geared up for race day.
For race 2, 16 horses.
It's a mild autumn day in the mid-Canterbury town of Ashburton. Paul has 11 horses here today, and after months of careful training, he's hoping his horses get the winning run.
It seems to be you need to be about 5 off the rail today or hard up against the fence has been the place to be.
The closer you get to the races, the more the adrenaline kicks in, and it's the unknown, it's the anticipation.
Premier Lady is starting in race 3, wearing number 1.
You cannot do anything at all after you have legged that jockey on. You've basically done your pre-planning of the race, what you believe how the race will be run. You've discussed that with the jockey, and then it's up to them and the horse.
They're racing. Premier Lady down the best to go, not quickly by Amelia.
With a horse in nearly every race, Paul's heart rate increases every 20 minutes. And with the expectation of owners and punters on his shoulders, coming third just isn't good enough.
Look, she ran really well. I was quite proud of her. She'll have a break now and come back bigger and better. She tries hard, eh?
Oh, she tries hard. She's honest.
Yeah. Thanks, Craig.
It would be fair to say that as a horse trainer, you blame yourself a lot first if something goes wrong, because you do take it personally.
But Paul can't dwell on a disappointing result, because there's always another race to focus on. This time it's Edict racing in pink.
Now they might be just about set.
Star, Edict with a kick here, leads by Nick Handsome Cash. Sandy can't win, Braemar went to third. Edict still in front, Handsome Cash and Eck away. Edict still in front and all the way. Edic by a half a length. Edic has beaten Handsome Cash.
Now, I've won a race, so that's good.
Number 4, Craig Grills for Paul Harris, 680 and 160.
What we have to realise is that we are there for the horses, and we need to be aware every day of looking after the animal. You know, they are a great animal, and they give their all, so we have to give ours. Yeah, and like tomorrow's another day. We get up, we do the same thing at 5:30.
For Paul, it's more than the thrill of a win that gets him up every morning.
They just give you a lot of pleasure, and they give you everything. Like, they give you their all. When you're having a bit of a crappy day, you know, like a horse like Twinkle here, like she'll give you a hug or something, and everything just floats away. You think that's why you do it, you know.
Well, Paul has definitely got the training of those horses sussed.
Certainly has. Now, there's some beautiful animals in our next story too, but they're a little bit smaller. They're butterflies, and Angela Gibbons is looking out for them. The kahukura and kahukowhai, or red and yellow admiral butterflies, are battling to survive. But there's a growing awareness of their plight, and Angela Gibbons is one of our butterfly heroes.
So I grew up in Te Kaha on the East Cape of the Bay of Plenty, and as a child there were always butterflies around. Then when I travelled throughout Europe, I met some people that sort of helped me learn about our native butterflies. And then coming back to New Zealand, I found that our red and yellow admiral butterfly are very in decline.
For the past 5 years, Angela has been raising admiral butterflies at her home in Auckland.
I collect the eggs from parks or people's back garden where there's nettle growing, bring them home and then raise them. The caterpillars take 6 to 8 weeks before they turn into a chrysalis, and then the chrysalises will hatch after 10 to 14 days into a butterfly. When I started raising the admiral butterflies, there weren't a lot of people doing it, so actually finding information about it was quite hard. A lot of trial and error on my part, and I'm still learning every day.
Angela works to create public awareness in the greater community. Today she's releasing 15 butterflies at the Mangawhau Reserve.
Yeah, thanks for bringing these along. This is another species, new species to release on the manga here. Yeah.
It's in these brief moments where all Angela's hard work pays off.
Okay. And it's back.
These lively creatures will now fly to find nettle and hopefully help to bring admirals back into the area.
I haven't got any sugar on that end.
But raising butterflies isn't all fun and warm fuzzies, it requires dedication.
It takes me an hour or so every night to clean out the cage and make sure that the caterpillars have enough to eat. The most time-consuming part is actually collecting the nettle for them. They eat quite a lot.
If left in the wild, their survival rate can be as low as 2%. So why is this beautiful butterfly in such a decline?
The biggest sort of enemies are loss of habitat and pests with wasps. The eggs are eaten, the caterpillars are eaten, and there's even a tiny wasp that will lay a little egg inside the chrysalis.
Angela isn't alone in her campaign to save the butterfly. Radio Live Talkback host Graham Hill has also been promoting the cause.
Ange.
Hi Graham, some more caterpillars for you.
Yay, excellent. Let's get them a safe home.
Cool, big fat one. They're beautiful, and they're ours. The red admiral is all ours. Nowhere else on the planet are you going to get red admirals. And I suppose they're tenacious as well, given what they're up against.
Angela remembers her pleasure in seeing native butterflies as a young child, so is doing her part in making sure children today will share those same memories.
Now you can open up your hands. There it is. Oh. Bye-bye. So it's gone. What do you think of that?
Quite tickly.
Very tickly.
And it's quite a beautiful butterfly.
And then open up your hand. The main thing that I really enjoy is seeing people's faces when they realise that we've got other butterflies other than monarchs. And because they're so brown, when they've got their wings closed, and then as soon as they open their wings, there's usually a and everyone's gasping. So it's a really great feeling.
After the break, our vet has the answer to Daniel the Spaniel's funny behaviour.